he was, well, Mr. McMahon actually won the Royal Rumble. I think it was 1997, 1998, and 2001. There we go. Those were the 3 Rumbles that he won. I always get the 1997 and 1999 Royal Rumble, mixed up because Mr. McMahon basically cheated to win. But he won the 1997, 1998, and 2001 Royal Rumble match. He went on to, garner such a phenomenal reputation for himself because of the King of the Ring, win that he achieved in 1996, defeating Jake the Snake Roberts, an individual who I had the privilege of speaking to throughout my radio career several years ago. The interview is actually available on YouTube.com. The False Count Radio YouTube channel actually is showing that on a constant basis. So the next time you're on YouTube, definitely check out my interview with Jake the Snake Roberts, which I conducted along with False Count Radio. Don't really like to mention their name here on HEW Entertainment, but we have to because it's part of my career, and that's where I conducted the Jake the Snake Roberts interview. I was very privileged to speak to Jake Roberts, and one of the things that I raised to him was the fact that he had lost in the 1996 King of the Ring Tournament Finals to Stone Cold Steve Austin, and that's where we witnessed the birth of Austin 316. To say the King of the Ring Tournament has lost its prestige in the last 10 years is an understatement. I think definitely the King of the Ring has definitely lost its prestige, catapulting people like Edge and Stone Cold Steve Austin and Triple H into championship status. Edge would probably have never been a 10-time champion if he hadn't won the King of the Ring Tournament, besides winning the tag team titles several times around the time the decision was made to make Edge the King of the Ring. The King of the Ring and the tag team titles were the only things Edge really had on his resume, except being from Toronto, Canada, and being one of the most phenomenal talents to come out of Canada in the last decade, with the exception of the Hearts. So I think that definitely the King of the Ring Tournament definitely was a huge acquisition for Edge on his resume, and definitely helped him, become the huge superstar he is, and eventually a 10 or 11-time world champion. So to say the King of the Ring Tournament definitely has lost its prestige definitely is an understatement, because now, in years to come and years past, all we have seen the King of the Ring Tournament do is really elevate a superstar into possibly being noticed. They'll usually take someone who isn't noticed. Perfect examples of that, William Regal. Another example of that was CM Punk when they were trying to push him, and Sheamus most recently. They take a superstar now who isn't really having anything done with their character on television, and they make the decision to give him the King of the Ring title for a year. And basically the year that you won goes along with your name, so you're the 2008 King of the Ring Award winner, the 2009 King of the Ring Award winner, 2010 whatever. And most recently on Monday Night Raw, one of the reasons why we're doing this week's audio commentary is to basically, clear up what was said on Monday Night Raw by Michael Cole. I guess I can use the phrase, I quote, no pun intended, taking anything away from the general manager, not taking anything away from him, given the fact that he's ran Raw right into the ground over the last half a year. But I quote what Michael Cole said. Michael Cole said, "The King of the Ring Tournament has had a curse attached with it in the last 5 or 6 years." He said that on an edition of Monday Night Raw during the United States Championship match between Sheamus and Daniel Bryan, which Sheamus won. I believe that he only won that basically to promote the fact that he was on the cover of the Muscle and Fitness magazine, and to basically kill the King Sheamus gimmick, which he had been doing all summer long, which went absolutely nowhere, crowned by Miss USA, and then basically he went on a losing streak, and basically they gave him the US title, I think, to promote the fact that he's on the cover of Muscle and Fitness, and basically to give him something else to do and just kill off the King gimmick, which was absolutely stupid. King Sheamus winning the King of the Ring Tournament was stupid, almost as stupid as when Booker T won it, defeating Rey Mysterio defeating Lashley, he defeated Lashley in the 2006 King of the Ring Tournament, and then would eventually go on to defeat Rey Mysterio at the 2006 Great American Bash. Lashley and Booker T did a phenomenal program, by the way, for that, but I think that definitely talents like Sheamus and Booker T have been ruined. But basically what we have seen the King of the Ring Tournament, evolve into is just a tournament used to elevate somebody who isn't getting enough attention from the fans. It's just used to give somebody a gimmick to work for 5 or 6 months, and the gimmick is eventually killed. A couple of months after William Regal won the King of the Ring Tournament, it really didn't mean all that much, and the announcers used to announce him as the 2008 King of the Ring award winner, and he used to come out and basically he used to lose and everything like that, and basically he couldn't get back in the winning ways, especially when he was trying to compete for the ECW championship against Christian. In the last few months of ECW, they basically kept announcing him as the 2008 King of the Ring award winner, and himself, Vladimir Kozlov, and Ezekiel Jackson had a faction going to help promote what was going on in ECW in the last few months that it was around. But even with that, they couldn't even make Regal the ECW champion. It's almost as if the King of the Ring tournament didn't even give him enough momentum. But people like Regal and Booker T are definitely prime examples of people that, after the King of the Ring victory was acquired for them, they never went on to basically amount to anything, and they were eventually released. In the 90s, yes, the King of the Ring tournament was a tremendous acquisition to have on your resume. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H are perfect examples of that. Went on to become legends after the King of the Ring tournament, and the evolution that their characters went under after winning the King of the Ring tournament was absolutely phenomenal. We saw the birth of Austin 316, a tremendous step in the most positive direction that they could possibly take someone like Stone Cold Steve Austin, and we saw the evolution of Triple H from the Blue Blood into the Bastard, after he won the 1997 King of the Ring tournament. So tremendous evolution processes undergone by both Stone Cold Steve Austin and Triple H. In the 90s, you would see the winner of the King of the Ring tournament go on to become such a huge name in the business and actually mean something. Now we're just seeing the King of the Ring tournament being disintegrated into a yearly special, which the winner of the tournament has nothing done with their character a few months after they win the King of the Ring tournament. Basically nobody really cared when Sheamus won the King of the Ring tournament. We wondered for a little bit, what WWE were going to be doing with his character. I thought basically the best thing to do with him would be to, make him the #1 contender for the title and have him win it. That's the direction I thought they were going to take someone like Sheamus. I mean, the guy had already been the WWE champion twice in his career, so the best thing for him to do with the King of the Ring victory is come off the King of the Ring victory by becoming a 3-time WWE champion. But basically what they did was they basically ruined him and had him go on, a similar losing streak to what Shawn Michaels had in 1996 when he was the champion, and basically he couldn't get out of this losing streak, and eventually the losing streak broke for Michaels, and that's basically what happened with Sheamus. He couldn't get out of a losing streak, and eventually he broke it by winning the United States Championship. I think the only reason WWE made the decision to give him the championship basically is to have him do something and actually, have him stand out for a little bit. Basically for the fans to realize that someone like Sheamus still meant something to the business. And WWE has this tendency where they build somebody up and build somebody up and build somebody up, and eventually they ruin their character. And I think Sheamus is definitely heading down that road. Now on ProWrestling.com recently, Sheamus made the announcement that the King gimmick is dead. He basically, and I quote what the article says, he said, "The King is dead." So basically what he's going to do is he's going to take the same route as Booker T and basically go back to just being Sheamus and not have the King gimmick associated with his character. It will say in the record books that the 2010 King of the Ring tournament was won by Sheamus, and he was King Sheamus for a significant amount of time. I mean, YouTube.com doesn't lie. The footage is there to prove it, just as it is there to prove that people like Booker T definitely were the King of the Ring and went on to become a world champion. But I think that definitely, the King of the Ring tournament has definitely ruined Sheamus's gimmick. So I don't know if this is a positive direction for Sheamus. I don't know if eventually he'll be released. But like I said, what WWE tries to do is they build you up and build you up and build you up. Someone like Sheamus came into the business, was part of ECW maybe 3 months as part of the New Talent Initiative when Tiffany was the general manager of ECW. And then after 2 or 3 months of competing on ECW in a pointless feud with Goldust, when WWE were using Goldust to basically get talents over. I don't even know what Goldust is up to now. It's been a while since we've seen him on television. Back in the 90s, he was a tremendous main eventer, main eventing against people like The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, who have, gone down in history for having the best WrestleMania match in history. But I think that definitely, Sheamus had a tremendous amount of momentum. He was there for 3 months on ECW, and then basically 2 or 3 months after that, he was WWE Champion, defeated John Cena at the TLC pay-per-view, and after that, he had so much momentum, and then WWE didn't know what to do with his character. Another example of that is Jack Swagger and the lackluster programs that he's been involved with. A possible winner in the future for the King of the Ring tournament probably could have been Jack Swagger. For 2012, 2013, he's a potential candidate to win the King of the Ring tournament because he's got nothing going for him. He was the world champion, had a tremendous amount of momentum behind him. He was brought into wrestling by JR, a discovered talent out of Oklahoma by JR, as JR, tends to scout talents now that he's no longer used on WWE television significantly. They brought him in, gave him the world title, and now basically he's on somewhat of a losing streak himself. Once in a while he wins, gets a little bit of a push, but he's nowhere near competing for the United States, Intercontinental or WWE or world titles. So, they build up these people from the New Talent Initiative that are brought in for the sole purpose of the New Talent Initiative, and they basically ruin their characters. Now, in past years, in later years of the King of the Ring tournament, what they would do is they give you the King of the Ring title, and where the King of the Ring tournament was done on pay-per-view, right around the same time SummerSlam was getting ready to be produced as the biggest event of the summer in August. To make it the biggest event of the summer, they would have the King of the Ring tournament winner, whoever it was, Brock Lesnar, whoever,